This week I received a very pleasant surprise, and I'm going to tell you about it in this video right here. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and the title of this video is one of the best financial education blogs. So I got a surprise in my email box this week. I have an email account just for the Big Words blog site, and I created an email account for my YouTube channel called Big Discuss 76, which I haven't been very vigilant about checking. The times that I have checked it since setting it up, I haven't gotten a lot of messages in there, but maybe after I shoot this video I should go check it just to be on the safe side to make sure something important isn't in there. In any case, I was headed back to DC from Dallas, and I received an alert on my phone from a company called Expertito, which said that my blog, the Big Words blog site, has been rated one of the best financial education blogs. Which for me, that was pretty exciting because, you know, since I started this thing, I've realized that the internet is like I consider it to be a gigantic ocean, or a gigantic galaxy full of stuff, and people are looking for things for different reasons. And you know, unless someone comments on one of your posts or reacts to one of your posts, you never really know who is looking, and you never really know who is watching until someone says something or reacts to it. So this was pretty exciting. I first realized that, again, it's a big ocean, and there are numerous people out there fishing for stuff and looking for stuff. And I first realized this when I worked, or when I was writing for the Examiner about 4 to 5 years ago. And I think I was 1 to 2 years in, and someone contacted me about doing a piece with Hill Harper regarding the National Honor Society's Honor Your Future Now campaign. Let me say that again. Their Honor Your Future Now campaign. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And so they reached out to me, and so at that point I realized, people are looking and people are watching and people are using Google to search and to look for things. So, and that's actually turned into a pretty big business called search engine optimization. And I'm going to talk about that in future videos. And there's a lot of content on my blog site about that right now. But I'm going to come back to all that. So that is a tremendous honor for me to have someone recognize my blog as being one of the best financial education blogs out there. Just briefly, the story for my blog is actually there. This is a screenshot of it if you want to go ahead and take a look. A coworker actually looked at it last week and said that it was a very impressive story. It's lengthy, but it kind of tells my story and tells how I got interested in writing and why I started my blog site and what some of my goals and values and ambitions are. But I initially started the blog because I have a book project that I'm working on, and I've mentioned the book project in my videos before, and I've mentioned it in some of my writings as well. And I am a regulatory scientist by day and a pharmacologist slash toxicologist by training. And so I'm not an author by training. I've always enjoyed writing and I loved writing, but I wanted a way to put myself out there as a writer. I didn't want to just write this book and say, hey everyone, I wrote a book, you should buy it. I think it's important to, when you set out to do something like that, you have to create a track record showing that you've done it. And I wanted to create a track record showing that I've written things and that I've created quality written content. And that's why I started writing for the Examiner, and that's why when the Examiner closed, I started the Big Words blog site. I was gonna say something else, but I just lost my train of thought. Let me look at my notes here. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. So in addition to creating a track record, saying that I've written things and I've created quality written content, I also saw my blog platform as a means to say things and also to get some messages out that might help other people. And one of those messages is about financial literacy, because I think that's something that's lacking in communities like my own. And I think that growing up, a lot of the financial education that I have now would have been very useful 20 years ago. I'm not blaming my parents. I'm not knocking my parents. I'm not saying that my parents didn't do a good job raising us. I'm just saying that, there's Dr. Thomas Sowell, who's one of my heroes, has a term called consequential knowledge. And basically what consequential knowledge is knowledge for which there are consequences if you don't have it. And I think that financial education is consequential knowledge, and there are consequences for individuals who don't have it. So I wanted to create a platform for myself to show that I could write, but I also wanted to disseminate information that I thought could help others. So I think that's a way of killing two birds with one stone. So last year in 2018, again, people are in the internet, people are looking and they're looking. And I think that I had created a quality platform. The writing was pretty clean. And, I want to shout out my brother Amal Dunbar for his artistic skills. That logo on the site was his creation. I came up with the initial idea, but he's the one who actually put it down, created a ping, sent me over the ping, and I created that. I converted that to a JPEG, and that's what's on my site. And he creates all of my artwork and all the artwork for my YouTube channel as well. So shout out to my brother Amal. But I think I created a quality blogging platform, and I got approached by an SEO company, search engine optimization. I'm going to make a series of videos about that as well. And we came to an agreement that I would publish contributed posts from them, and they would compensate me for that. And I told them that, some of my basic areas are education, business, money, and financial literacy. And so they have supplied me with a lot of financial education related pieces, in addition to those that I've created myself. My pieces are more, I'm more literary. So my pieces are kind of stories, kind of like Robert Kiyosaki's, the creator of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series. My posts are like that, and I'm going to leave a bunch of my financial literacy related posts in the description box below. But this SEO company's pieces, though, theirs are more, what's the word I'm looking for? Information based pieces, very short and sweet, very get to the point. But they have supplied me with, in our collaboration, with a lot of financial literacy and business related pieces. So I think that my initial intent to write financial education pieces and then our collaboration is what helped get my blog recognized, because I think some of the metrics are clicks and, you know, ratings and visits and social shares and those kinds of things. So a bunch of things came together at once that I didn't expect to happen. I think I've discussed how I became interested in financial education and literacy. I initially read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and I realized that there was a whole lot that I didn't know, and going to school to become an employee wasn't the only avenue to go to become wealthy and rich and to have a good life. And I thought that even if a person does become an employee and is content to be an employee for the rest of their working life, there are still things that they need to know, such as what the law of compounding interest is, and what a matching contribution is, and what retirement is, and what an emergency fund is, and all those different things. And that's how all this came about. My blog becoming recognized as a quality financial education blog. That's how all this came about. It came about by accident. It was not planned. It was not intended. But it's absolutely welcomed. By the way, blog, for those of you who don't know, it's a bit of a contraction. So you're combining two words, web and log. So weblog, and so you chop off the W and the E and you get blog. That's where that word comes from. And people can, you can blog about anything. Science, education, financial literacy, and money and current events are just the things that I was interested in. So, things come together often by accident. Many of our greatest scientific discoveries were discovered by accident. And I think it was Black Gnostic Speaks, who is one of my favorite YouTube content creators, stated that the Twitter that we see today was not the original vision for the creators of Twitter. It was this whole big thing, and the tweeting was just a small piece of what the original vision was. But the creators found that the general public loved that little tweet feature. So they turned that into what we have today. So, sometimes great things are created by accident. You're working on this thing over here for this purpose, but then you realize, okay, wow, it has this purpose, this grander purpose over here as well. So my initial intention was to write a book, and there are some other things that have been created in the process. So I'm going to conclude this video here. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to leave a bunch of my financial literacy and education related pieces in the description box below, in addition to some of the contributed posts I've received for publication on my blog site as well. Please like the video. please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching this video, and always remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.